We hear a lot about nervous system regulation these days. Breathwork, cold plunges, vagus nerve hacks. But here's the truth. There is not a single formula that works for everyone. Some of us recharge through solitude and stillness, and others need movement, distraction, or just hanging out with friends to calm down. Real astrology explains why. It shows you that your body's stress and recovery patterns are wired directly into you. So basically pointing straight towards your birth chart. Hi, I'm Anne Svender, a yogi with ADHD and a curious mind, teaching you how to live and age well through astrosomatic alignment. We live in constant activation, notifications, deadlines, noise, stimulation, constant decisions. You can't even buy a tube of toothpaste without being overwhelmed by choice these days. So most people are operating with their fight or flight response permanently switched on. Bless you, that's my dog. So the fight or flight response is permanently switched on. Always alert, always reacting. And that's why so many of us feel anxious and wired or exhausted for no clear reason. We have forgotten that our bodies are our home. This is where we live and how we adhere to nature for sure. But also, that's where astrology, specifically astrosomatic alignment and healing, becomes practical science. Because it shows how your body wants to regulate. Your nervous system, in simple terms, has two main divisions. First, the central nervous system. Basically think of it as command central. That's the same for all of us. Putting 2 feet in front of each other for walking, organ functions, that kind of thing. But then the peripheral nervous system, all the nerves that carry signals to and from the body, that's deeply personal. And that's how we read our environment. We have the sympathetic branch that activates us and the parasympathetic branch that restores calm and digestion and repair. In any healthy rhythm, these two are meant to dance with each other. One activates, the other recovers. But as said, modern life locks us into this constant activation. Every time you navigate heavy traffic, you are late to an event outside of your control. That dance becomes a battle. Now, how does astrology enter this? You may already know that every planet and sign governs a different physiological domain. And your chart thus can show you where you're strong and where you're overstimulated as opposed to other people. For example, the central nervous system, command central, corresponds to Mercury, our planet of communication and signal flow. The autonomic system, the part that balances stress and rest, resonates most strongly with Virgo, practical and regulating. So now imagine you are on your way to an interview, there's an accident somewhere and the traffic breaks down completely, network is down, you can't call and you're going to be late. So if you're someone who has Pisces, Sun, Moon or Rising in your chart, and remember Pisces is Virgo's, the organizer's opposite, you are quickly shown what happens when boundaries dissolve. Sensitivity, energetic overwhelm, despair, emotional absorption of other things that happen around you. Everything enters the scene and holds you back. So if any of these four, Mercury, Gemini, Virgo or Pisces, dominate your chart, your body literally feels anything in life more acutely. So I'm a Pisces, sensitive and empath, also easily overstimulated, and I'm Virgo rising, and that's why I'm also very practical and matter of fact, despite being a Pisces. Our minds and bodies merge. Thought under stress becomes chemistry. And that's why no nervous system technique is universal. Each chart has a different baseline of tension and release. So firstly, we are all ruled by nature around us, which means seasons govern our well-being, then our proximity to nature and natural alignment, and then we are very heavily influenced by the planets around us too. Today, as our nervous systems are completely overstimulated, we trigger it through inboxes, through finances, through the world news, which are usually bad, or general comparison with other people, also mostly not in our favor. All of that is not life or death, but the body cannot tell the difference. And the result is poor sleep, anxiety, fatigue, inflammation. So at this point, astrosomatic awareness helps you identify where that overdrive begins in your personal chart. So for some, it's mental overstimulation. For others, it's emotional flooding or physical stagnation. Your chart tells you which lever to pull first in order to get out of that. Whether it's breath or structure or rest or movement. you will need a certain way of adjusting. So before trying every new regulation method on the internet, look at your own design. Astrosomatic healing teaches nervous system balance through personal alignment, not through imitating fads or systems that were never made for you. Your birth chart already shows you how you function best, how you recover fastest, and what throws you off. So in the next video, we'll dive into Mercury and the Moon and how they describe your personal wiring, emotional rhythms, and the specific rituals that can bring you back into equilibrium. Stay with me, hit subscribe, and return to learn where the real practical decoding begins.